Nithyanandam Paramasubhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganashadasham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalam Chalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam. Hi, this is Manitya Ovyananda. I decided to start another new series today, and it is called The Autobiography of the Avatar. Many years now, Swamiji has been compiling his autobiography. So I have some background stories and some things that we've collected over the years, what Swamiji has said about his own life. So I'll share some of those with you. And also glimpses of the Avatar, Avatara Leela. That book is out. It's the first few chapters of the book, so you can enjoy that. I'll put a link in the comments. So afterwards, I recommend you take a look at that and find out what it is like in the life of an avatar, especially the early life. So many beautiful stories are there regarding Swamiji's life and how you can tell he was special from the beginning. And it's interesting because before he was even born, his maternal grandfather and grandmother prayed for their favorite deities to be born. But I don't think they knew about it right away. Swamiji was saying how he heard when his mother was carrying him, his grandfather would always go to Arunachaleshwara temple and pray that Shiva would be born to him as a grandchild. And then recently he found out that his grandmother used to pray that Devi Meenakshi should be born as her grandchild. And the funny thing is, Swamiji is both. He is Sadashiva in the human form, and he carried the bio-memory of Meenakshi, her power that she had of ruling. You can see the way he micromanages everything in the Sangha, and how he just knows everything that's going on from the container way back somewhere hidden that is storing materials for the kitchen. He knows exactly what's in each one of those, and nobody's even opened it for years. To, seeing 100 feet away that something is off on a deity's jewelry, to like the larger picture of what is being built inside the ashram, the temple, and everything else. Every detail from the smallest to the greatest he knows, and he micromanages everything. It's amazing. So each of his grandparents had their wish, and both Devi Meenakshi and Sadashiva manifested in Swamiji. And the interesting thing, when he was, the timing around when he was born was actually a particular timing in which astrologically it was perfect for a female child. But yet, because he was already, the body already was beyond male and female, so it was suitable for him, even though it was meant to be for a female body, the male body was born. So he also describes the way his mother had a glimpse of enlightenment when he was born. See, when an enlightened soul, an enlightened consciousness lands in the body, there's, for those 3 kshanas, which is 3 moments, the mother who's giving birth becomes enlightened. They get that experience. So Swamiji tells about how Sri Ramakrishna and Ramana Maharshi, their mothers also happened to have that experience also. And Swamiji saw her energy very clearly, that she had that experience when he took birth. And it's really beautiful because Swamiji's Purvasha mother, his biological mother, is also recently a sannyasi of Nithyananda order. So we lovingly call her Swami Amma. She's such a wonderful woman. And I had the chance to spend a little time around her when I was in the Analiya, Nithyananda Analiya, when I was working in the kitchen. It was great, actually, and a big honor for me. I got to serve her a couple times her lunch, and I would run and get her whatever she needed. And she was always just kind of like, yeah, I'll get it myself, but I was very insistent that I wanted to get it for her, because she's so sweet and down to earth, and just a very loving person. She's always very what's the word? Very open and honest and even-tempered. You ask her something and she's just so nice. You don't see her ever getting agitated or upset, and she's always patient. Very wonderful woman. But she talks about the birth of Swamiji. People were asking, "Oh, did you guys expect to have another kid?" And she's like, "No, it's not like that. It just happens. As the cosmos dictates. They don't really plan it, but it just happened naturally." So she said there was no pain or anything during the birth, and she had no trouble at all. She actually worked and did all the things, even up till the night of the birth itself. And finally, her mother saw that something looked a little funny on her face, and then they realized maybe it's close. But even that, she was always very hardworking, and even up until that time, she's cooking and cleaning and doing all the things like nothing. It's funny because nowadays, I don't know, I hear all these stories about women. They're like, they have to be in the bed, or they can't work, or they're tired, or I don't know. It seems like you can just tell the strength of the Indian women. It's so what, she's pregnant. There's not like a big stigma around it where you have to go into some seclusion or something. You just live your life, and then when the baby's born, that's all. So it's amazing. She says, though, that when Swamiji was born, they commented on how he was, such a big boy, a very big, healthy baby, and very beautiful baby, which is not a surprise. So anyway, it's very wonderful and a blessing to hear about Swamiji's life, and some profound things he shares with us regarding some profound and mystical things regarding his landing on planet Earth. Another thing, the astrologers after Swamiji's birth, they said that he would be a Raja Sannyasi. He would be a sannyasi at the time of birth, and he would be a leader, like a leader of all the sannyasis. So already that was, and imagine his parents, they're like, what? I remember reading a story how his parents were kind of wondering, they weren't too thrilled about that, some of the people in the family, because they obviously, people love their kids, and it's hard to take thinking they'll leave home one day. So, of course, they didn't mention much of that, but of course, everything he did revolved around that, even from a small boy. There's pictures of Swamiji, he looks like baby Shankara, Shankaracharya, if you see pictures of him with the orange kavi and the stick that the sannyasis carry. It says he was already just born to do that. He was born to lead people because he's Sadashiva. And sannyasi is the lifestyle for enlightenment. Swamiji talks about it all the time. And we live it ourselves, and we know and understand that it is the best lifestyle and the quickest route to enlightenment. And then Swamiji himself talks about how he entered the earth, how he entered this plane of existence. I'll read an excerpt from that. It's very beautiful. He says, it was neither dark nor light-filled. An intermittent color covered planet Earth. Suddenly, a bright light appeared from a region which I now see as southern India. At that time, I did not know where it was. Borders are what we draw, but where is their border in the cosmos? I entered into that light in the form of a brilliant meteor. The very next sight that I perceived with my inner eye was Arunachala, and I knew that I had assumed the body once more. I had entered the womb of my mother. It was a conscious birth. I took a muhurta, which is the period of about 45 minutes in the Hindu system of time measurement, to settle into the body. So amazing. He knew he was taking birth. He had that experience, and he recalls that experience from the time when he entered. And Swamiji says how the soul doesn't really enter into the body. The soul doesn't, or the spirit doesn't enter the body. The consciousness doesn't enter the body until the actual air, so the baby touches the air itself. So into that umbilical cord, the consciousness lands. So that's why in the Hindu tradition, there is not an issue with abortion, because there's no soul, there's no spirit in the body, because he also says how two souls cannot be in one body at the same time. So the mother is carrying the baby. She's physically carrying the baby and the makeup, the genetic makeup, the biological part of the baby. But it's not until the baby actually comes out, starts to come out and touch the air, that soul enters the body. So it's a little side story. Swamiji talks a lot about death, and he has a lot of cosmic insights and truths about death and all the various questions that we have. So today, I just wanted to give you a little introduction into Swamiji. And in the next session, I'll give you more details about his birth. I'll keep you in suspense until then. So thanks for watching. Nithyananda.